This presentation is aimed at beginning genealogists. It talks first about the various forms that we use to store the data that we collect. For example, a family group sheet, which is a collection of one family, a husband, a wife, possibly the names of their parents, the names of their children, and perhaps the spouses of the children. This constitutes a family group. You need to segregate the information you have according to family groups. Well, I think using computers to enter the data works very nicely if your computer program allows you to enter your sources as you put the data in, because the computer doesn't usually forget. The internet is another story. There's a great deal of information available on the internet, and much of it is without sources, and so there's no way to know how reliable it is.
My name's Peter Bush, and I'm giving one of the presentations this afternoon. It has kind of a strange title. It's called "Where in the World Did Your Great-Great-Grandfather Come From?" But what I'm really going to talk about is finding the town of origin of an immigrant ancestor. In other words, finding the town or the village or the city in the native country that an immigrant ancestor came from. Even if the immigrant is as recent as a grandfather or great-grandfather, many families don't retain the information as to the specific town. That's really the key to doing more research. If you don't have the name of the town, it's very difficult to do foreign research.
How the naturalization process affected women, because it was a very different process, covering the records all the way from 1821 when the county was formed. The interesting thing is, a woman born here in the United States, raised here all her life, could lose her citizenship by marrying a non-citizen. Each one of us wants to leave a legacy behind.
The local history and genealogy division of the Rochester Public Library has a lot of good resources. There's thousands of books, of course, but there's also a lot of things that we digitized and made available online. You're looking at a digital copy that isn't being chewed up by its own success. Now, if you think of that, it's really kind of nice, but also think of it as how students might be able to access this. We always say, go from the known to the unknown. Start with yourself, go backwards. You, your parents, your grandparents, etc., and going back. And it's been made easier with a lot of the digital kind of resources because you don't have to travel and expend a lot of time and money to go somewhere. You can go to your library and use those resources.
There's so many websites out there. How do you find ones that are genealogically related? There is 236 million websites. You got to start from the known and work your way to the unknown. There's a wealth of information out there. You can do a lot of genealogical research right from your home. Genealogy was incredibly tough. Days gone by, you had to pick up all your stuff and go someplace. Now the internet, there's a lot of people out there trying to contribute, and they're contributing really valuable information.
When you're researching family members, whether it's in the 19th, the 20th, or even the 18th century, you should not be frustrated if you cannot find lots of letters, lots of diaries, or books, or the written or the paper trail, because their environment is still very much with us. You need to look at the buildings, the neighborhoods, the houses, the commercial areas. Where did they live, work, play? And the built environment is still there to provide unique and irreplaceable clues that will help you understand your ancestors' lives. When you're standing in front of a building, it's telling you a lot by the way it's built.
Each one of us wants to leave a legacy behind.